Jared, and this is Kevin. It's episode 26, I do believe.
Howdy.
I think I got that right. Is that right?
26.
Absolutely. We got a great show lined up for you tonight. As always, we're leading the show off with the grudge match, except with a little bit of a twist today. We have a guest who's on a time crunch and has to come in and spill some really killer information that you guys need to hear about. So we're going to let Canon Blue from the Wayward Kraken wave to the people, Canon Blue.
Hi.
She's got some pretty cool information about kind of a big show, I would say.
Yeah, it's one of the greatest. It kicks off the loudest month in rock, as we like to call it. So I've been the photographer for the Coast Observer and Coast Observer Live for about 5 years now.
Somebody that we've worked with on this show a few times.
Yeah, absolutely. And every year I have the distinct honor and pleasure of going to Welcome to Rockville. It's one of the greatest festivals I think that's ever been put on, and I've shot Voodoo and Hangout and Jazz Fest and DWP is Danny Weimer. They have a unique gift, and that's that they take care of not only the lineup for the music, and it's always killer, but they also take care of like their fans and the media. So this year it's a little bit different than normal. It's going to be in Daytona Beach, and the lineup is incredible. If you haven't seen the lineup already, it's Metallica, it's Disturbed, Godsmack, Leonard Skinner, Deftones. It's pretty much any band that you've been in love with your entire life is now on this bill. And it's super diverse. They also have my favorite part of Welcome to Rockville, like, don't be surprised, is the absolute food festival that goes on smack dab in the middle. They only bring in gourmet foods, like food products. Like it's taco trucks that have like mahi and stuff like that. It's vegan trucks with like island noodles and things like that. Everything, you're not paying for just some stuff that's thrown in a fryer. Like you're paying for gourmet food, and it's not expensive. Like that's the best thing about it, is you can go and you can eat, and the beer is cold, and like everything is great. Like Rockville does a really great job. And in the past, they've been at Metropolitan Park in Jacksonville, and we've gone through some things. Like there have been instances where like tornadoes have tried to touch down. There have been instances where we've had like all kinds of things like going on. And they've always taken care of like the media, the press, the people. Everybody's always well taken care of. And so, in an effort to jumpstart the new Daytona area, they're doing it at the Speedway, which is going to be fantastic in itself because it makes the camping. They do camping, and it's incredible. Like camping passes are amazing. They've got electricity out there. They've got water out there. They've got a little bar situation. We've had people. My partner with Coast Observer Live, Scott, and his girlfriend Chats always go. And they camp. I think they've camped 2 years in a row, and it's been incredible for them. They said that it's been awesome. They're right there on the grounds, and everybody's neat, respectful, and it's just a lot of fun. But I've got Lindsay Medina here. With DWP. She's absolutely wonderful. She takes care of the logistics and the press. And she also helps with the bands and stuff. And she's going to tell us a little bit more about what's happening in Daytona to set it apart from regular Welcome to Rockville's.
And real quick, before we do that real quick, y'all are actually giving away tickets at the Kraken, which is why you are here, right?
Yes.
Right. That's what we wanted to tell you people.
So in an effort to, help get some people down there, because they're already sold out of, Lindsay, you guys are sold out of VIPs?
VIP weekend, that's correct.
Yeah, VIP weekends are already gone. Like, we've got some now. Both the Observer and the Kraken have some to give away. We're going to be doing a Welcome to Rockville trivia. Mark your calendars, February 20th. It's going to be a Friday. And we're going to just come out. We're going to have questions that are all based around the bands that are currently there. And some other things about just like rock music in general. But the Observer will be running some promotions with that. They'll have VIP and general weekend passes to give away, and so will the Kraken. And you'll have 2 chances for the Kraken. We're going to do 2 different events, one in February, one in March, just to get everybody ready and hyped up and excited about Welcome to Rockville. Lindsay, tell us a little bit more about what is important to DWP that the people know.
I mean, well, first off, you're hired.
Hi.
Thank you for all the kind words. It's so
my favorite festival.
Appreciated and not taken lightly whatsoever. No, we work really hard on these festivals, and it's, although we might announce the Welcome to Rockville in November, December, and the show plays off in May, it's a year-round process. We're making offers for 2021 already, and that's just sort of the nature of the business right now. But we're really, really excited about our new home in Daytona.
I'm excited.
Obviously with the Jaguars expansion up in Jacksonville, they're building on that property. We're super excited for the development in Jacksonville, and realistically, we're only a couple of hours down the road there in Daytona, but we are very excited to be in Daytona, this really iconic location where we're going to be able to sort of bridge in that NASCAR vibe to the rock festival, which I think there's a lot of overlap between
plus the beach
fans and that NASCAR genre, plus the beach, plus, like you said, our camping options this year and on this new property, on these new grounds, are elevated to a level that I cannot wait for fans to see. This is something that we've taken very seriously about this festival and the move of the festival. I mean, from RV camping, car and tent camping, etc. It's going to be really, to me, the campers are the community. Those are the people who
they're the diehards.
This thing for the weekend. They're the diehards, but they're also the people that, at the end of the day, we're lucky enough to have these incredible fans who come out every single year and end up creating their own communities. These names for themselves. With Rockville, it's the Rockvillans. With Louder Than Life, it's the Loudmouths, and that community still very much exists. The fans from Jacksonville are responding so positively to this move, and very much understanding, which is something that we obviously don't expect, but we're very grateful for. And to be able to move this to such an iconic location on the 10th year for Welcome to Rockville, which is huge all on its own, and then be able to bring 2 nights, 2 unique headlining sets. They will not be the same between Friday and Sunday for Metallica, and then putting Disturbed in the center there, having Leonard Skinner playing their last set within their sort of home region of that North Florida area. This is the last time they're going to be playing there, and that's a huge deal to us. And I think that it's about the bands that are on the top, absolutely, but I think it's also about the lower bill, like the bands that are a little bit lower bill, that are up and comers, that are absolutely insane. And actually, right now, I happen to be at Amoeba in Hollywood because we are doing some fun stuff on the Welcome to Rockville socials as we speak with the band Bones UK.
Oh, they're awesome. Yeah, I remember I discovered a bunch of bands through Rockville. Like when you look around the podcast, Lindsay, you'll see like a bunch of photos, and almost all of these are from one year or another. I've got the opportunity to shoot some of my favorite bands at Rockville. Like I shot Megadeth.
Yeah.
I've got to shoot Mastodon and Lamb of God, and I shot Chris Cornell at the third show before he passed away was at Rockville.
Nice.
It was like incredible. Like the show itself was amazing.
So you said the VIP is sold out already.
The weekend VIPs are sold out. You
Okay.
can still get single days.
Okay.
For some of the days. I do believe Saturday is still open.
I think we've actually got all 3 available, but they're getting very, very, very limited on that VIP capacity. And then we do have some GA left, but I will say this show.
It's going quickly.
We do shows. Yeah, it really is. It really is, and that's a huge.
So it will sell out.
It will sell out.
It will sell out. Okay.
Yes, it absolutely will. And it's a huge testament to the fans and to our incredible media partners.
When you said that there is camping available at the site, is that a separate ticket, a separate fee? Does that come with general admission, or is that only VIP? How does that work?
It's going to be a separate kind of piece to the equation. It's not going to come within the ticket bundle per se, but
it's like not expensive.
It's not expensive at all. There's varying price points depending on how close you want to be to those entry gates and what kind of camping you're looking for, whether it's RV with full hookups or RV no hookups or
just tent.
Okay, and those are still available.
Perfect.
Okay.
On our website.
Okay, cool.
And it's also available for purchase when you purchase your tickets.
Well, Lindsay, thank you for taking the time to talk to us. Kevin, did you have something?
Well, I wanted to talk about the lineup for just 1 second.
Because
I do notice a band on there that is recently new to the United States that I think some fans that are going to go to Rockville are going to actually get a really big kick out of, and that's The Who.
I hoped you were going to talk about The Who.
I was like,
they're absolutely great.
Yeah.
Yeah, the younger bands.
Tomorrow, it just so happens, and I'm glad you brought them up, because tomorrow they're actually going to be doing a Facebook Live for us, live from Berlin, just before they hit the stage on their headlining set in Berlin. And it'll be broadcast across the Welcome to Rockville socials, and that should be around, it should be nighttime-ish for us. So,
the best thing about the throat singing.
They're awesome.
Yeah, I think their new single has Jacoby Shaddix from Papa Roach. Their first single had I can't even remember his name, From Ashes to New, was on that first single. And if for anybody who's watching the show, if you haven't had to check them out, and I know The Who, no, it's not WHO, it's HU. Definitely check them out. It's got the Cambodian throat singing.
I only figured that out about 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to sit back and just figure this out without saying anything, because I know this doesn't sound right.
But no, if you get an opportunity, and even
They're
if
YouTube famous.
Yeah,
he's shown it to me before, but I forgot.
Absolutely. I heard him on I heard him on Sirius Octane for the first time, and I was like, this is kind of strange to hear out of the rock side, but then when you get into it, you're like, dude, this is it's some heavy stuff and it's some good stuff. So that's gonna be a fun band to watch.
That's awesome.
I guarantee you that.
Oh, absolutely. And we had some huge bands at Aftershock up in Sacramento, California in October, which is another festival that we do. But I will say, outside of Tool playing new songs for the first time live
last year, that happened.
The biggest, most talked about moment of that festival was when the Who hit that stage, because there is something in the tone in that throat singing that kind of hits you in your core, especially when you see it live. Their stage costumes are intricate and beautiful and so cool to watch. So definitely a set that I would recommend making sure you're there for.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
I'll be there.
Well, Lindsay, thank you so much for and Canon for coming in and sitting with us and explaining a little bit about it and about it. Yeah, and getting the opportunity to send people to welcome-to-rockvillefestival.com. Look at the lineup. I mean,
it's so good.
Even some bands that I don't know if maybe forgot about, but when you hear certain songs, you're like, so The Darkness.
Oh,
they're going to be on set.
Frankie Polanyi remains one of my favorite faces.
Yeah. See? But you don't think about it until you hear the name.
Yeah.
Or you don't think about it until you hear the song.
Frankie Polanyi is one of my favorite bassists. He's so incredible. And the first time I ever photographed him was at the House of Blues in New Orleans. And it was a cool show. But the House of Blues, and as much as I love them, and I really do, that venue was awesome. But I feel like for them, they need an entire stage. They need all of the room to run around and jump. And the thing about the festivals are that they just get that stage production. Like, you can get photos at festivals that you just can't get at a regular venue.
Absolutely.
I'm talking like massive stage sets. One of the greatest, Bring Me the Horizon, played last year, and it was absolutely beautiful. Like, the whole setup was incredible.
Yeah.
There's just something about Rockville. Like I said, it's my favorite festival, and I'll tout it forever because it was my third big festival that I ever did.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember coming back and thinking like, holy crud, and then going to another festival that I'm not going to talk about and going like,
yeah, no, I get it. Yeah.
But it's not just Rockville. It's pretty much all of DWP's festivals, because I shot Houston Open Air. And like, dude, they had a tornado touchdown that shut the whole thing down day 2. Like, I was in the pit for Anthrax waiting for like them to go. And then like, it was like sirens, and they handled it. The fans and the bands, like, it was so incredible. Like, they do a great job. They take care of their people. And that's the thing about a festival. They're not just trying to take your money.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's what I get out of this one is this is a festival. So I've been there, done that. But anybody who's never left Gulf Coast, Mississippi, and they're used to one festival that's been done, it's nothing compared to a real
it's a marathon, man.
Festival.
It's not a race.
Yeah.
Like, Rockville is a marathon. You have to plan because of the way that the stages are. You have to, and they do a good job at like staggering bands. But like, sometimes you got to make a split decision, and like, it's not uncommon to see media just running like straight up, like trucking across a football field, almost trying to get up and down. But
yeah, it's a lot. That's.
You'll catch me running across that site to try to catch a few minutes of these sets too. And I can't tell you how much the kind words mean. And we really do care. At the end of the day, we're a group of people who are insane music fans, and are doing this because of that, and because we want to be able to provide the best possible experience for fans who are ready to come and enjoy this with us, because I promise you, we are the biggest fans that there are too. So I think that sort of is our recipe for success at DWP, but I'm super happy to hear it when everybody else kind of feels that exact same way.
Awesome. Well,
awesome.
Thank you so much for you guys coming in and sharing a little bit of the back behind the scenes.
Canon Blue, recap real quick before we go into the grudge match. Recap how that people can get the tickets.
From us.
Through
So
you.
February 20th, we're going to be doing our first Welcome to Rockville trivia at the Wayward Kraken. Trivia is something we do every Wednesday. You know, it's always packed out. We got like 100 people in the building at any given moment.
I live in Pensacola now.
Well, I guess you better make a trip, Brett. So we're going to be doing, DWP is going to like partner with us. We're going to get some trivia because you know like how much of a music buff I am, how much you are. We're going to source our favorite trivia questions based on the lineup. So Metallica obviously having like a huge part of this. But also bands like the Deftones, the Darkness,
right.
The Who, like anybody on the list is fair game. And so the winners will receive a pair of tickets and then also best team name, you know, so we like to get down to that too. And then we'll do it again in March and give away the rest of them. So that way everybody has plenty of time to plan for lodging and stuff like that.
Are those 3-day passes, 1-day passes?
They're 3-day passes. We have VIPs and we also have general admission.
Damn.
So
I don't know what to tell you guys.
May 8th, 9th, and 10th.
May 8th,
we
9th,
haven't
and
really
10th
covered
in Daytona. It's going to be incredible. And if you've never been to Welcome to Rockville,
Mother's Day weekend.
yes,
Over Mother's Day weekend, the best gift for Mom, I promise.
she'll love
My
it.
mom out. She's coming.
I hear
coming to
you.
Rockville.
All right. Well, thank y'all so much for stopping by, folks. I don't know what to tell you. That's a pretty huge giveaway. So
Yes.
check it out. We just gave you the connection there. Go check out the website so you can have that visual of everybody's playing because I don't think we named them all. It's a ton of people.
And Scott Keller says previous year's Rockville coverage at coastobserverlive.com.
There you
Absolutely.
go.
CoastalOverLive.com has
See, it's
every
not just
5
me.
years.
Nice.
It has 5 years worth of Rockville coverage. Scott does a great job covering the stuff when I'm running and shooting. He's watching the bands and making notes and tasting all the food. I think I have a photo of him eating a picture of him eating a turkey leg from every festival we do together. It's incredible. So be on lookout. Coast Observer Live and Coast Observer will also be doing a giveaway. We'll be doing one next week, and that'll be an online thing. You can just we'll have it's a little game we're gonna play, so just stay tuned. And then we'll be doing it again until we run out of tickets, like leading up to Welcome to Rockville.
Awesome.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
All right, Kevin. Let's jump right into the grudge match. Slightly late. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
But I think it was well worth it, man. That's a huge giveaway and a huge opportunity for people.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll see you.
Go back to work.
Okay, she's got to run. She's got to go back to work and make people trivia. I think tonight at the Kraken. You said right?
Trivia?
Didn't you say trivia was going?
D&D.
Oh, D&D. I'm sorry. Okay.
It's fun to play
D&D.
You can go that way. You want to go that way?
Perfect,
Yep, that's
yeah.
easier.
That turkey leg, Scott Keller says.
All right, so let me turn this down a little bit. What do we got, Kevin, on the grudge match? The
All right,
first
so
two bands.
last week, Collision of Innocence won, so they're going to be our returning champions. So that'll be the second video you see tonight. The first video is a band out of New Zealand.
The Contender Band.
The Contender Band
That's not their name.
is out of New Zealand. They're called Shepherd's Reign. Now, when you say New Zealand, you'll understand as soon as you see the video.
Yeah, this is a little bit different.
Le Manu is the name of the song. So it's video number 1, and it's easy. The grudge match, you go into the comments, you say video number 1 or video number 2. So we're going to start with our challenger, video number 1. It's a band, Shepherd's Reign. Check it out. It's the grudge match. You're watching the sound.
Le
Well, that was different.
Yes, it was. But you got what I was saying. They did the whole dance or the chant at the beginning.
So what? Tell me again. That they're from where though?
They are from New Zealand.
And then that other band, the Who, but spelled the wrong way.
Okay, so the Who.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. You're gonna make me look it up.
Yeah. So this is like we got some like new cultures like infiltrating rock.
Absolutely, Mongolia.
The Who is the Mongolian guys.
Mongolian.
Yeah, I like that, man. That's we got all kind of different shit going on.
Yeah. And I think that was part of the whole thing when we went into this, was talking about the genres were going to be mixed.
Absolutely.
And we were going to try to discover new things.
Anything to be fresh, man. You know what I'm saying?
It.
So I'm into that.
So that one was pretty cool. I dug that. So that was video number 1 for the grudge match. Video number 2, band out of, I want to make sure I get this right, because last week we played a band out of North Carolina and South Carolina. And Collision of Innocence, and I'm going to say I think I know what I'm doing, is from South Carolina. And we talked about them fresh to the scene last year and did really well on the Christian rock charts. Their first song actually charted in the top 40 for the year of 2019 on the Christian rock charts. And they're from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And so they are our returning champion. You'll vote video number 1 for Shepherd's Reign, or you'll vote video number 2 for Collision of Innocence. And that'll go on through the entire show. If you miss the videos, look in the comments, and you can watch the videos straight there in the comments. Then leave your vote. This is Collision of Innocence. This one's called Running Away, and you are watching the sound. Oh, nope.
I was like, he forgot. I was going to go with it. Yeah.
We had a friend of ours reach out and wanted to send a little message to our listeners. So check this out.
Check this out first.
What's up, everybody? Rob Rivera from the band Nonpoint, and I want to give a shout out to anybody who's watching The Sound with Jared and Kevin. Peace. What's up, everybody? Rob Rivera from the band Nonpoint, and I want to give a shout out.
The same way. I wake up and then I'm on my way. Sometimes I feel like such a waste. In a rush, so it's full of haste. But there's a voice deep inside, festering and it's on the rise. It makes me feel so alive. Don't you ever leave, don't you ever subside. Come be beside me, cause my mind doesn't have the answers. Your spirit guides me, but the flesh says it doesn't matter. Hustle, I feel the weight of the world. away from.
Yeah, I just remembered that. I think they got me last episode with the damn breakdown at the end of the song. It's terrible. It's terribly confusing. That's Collision of Innocence running away. They are the returning champions. So
They
you throw
are.
them a number 2 in the comment section if you want to vote for them. See if they can pull another win out tonight. But first, we have another guest in the studio in here tonight that's got some pretty kick-ass news too, right? Something going on that you're going to want to check out. Kevin's going to roll right into that for us.
So we do have some good stuff going on.
Tonight's fun.
And yeah, in the region.
Yeah.
So right now, Jeffrey Fisher, the band Arbitrary, he's in the studio, and of course from New Orleans. So we're gonna get a little New Orleans flavor into the show tonight. So Jeff, welcome.
What's up, man?
How y'all doing tonight?
Doing great, dude. What's going on with
I'm just happy to be here right now.
Tell us a little bit about the Arbitrary, man. How'd y'all get formed, started? Where y'all claiming? What's the hometown?
Yeah, absolutely. So from New Orleans, technically we're from like Metairie. I gotta have a 7-string. I have to have a 7-string guitar because I always loved metal music. That's what I grew up on.
Right.
And after the band ended, the drummer was just like, "Hey, what about that like instrumental stuff you've been working on? Why don't we do something with that?" I was just like, okay. So I went ahead and just put out a demo of the first song and then immediately got 2 show offers from it. Thankfully, those show offers were like months out. So I was just like, okay, well, this is already more opportunities than I've ever been granted before. So hit up our now producer, Jonathan Dolis from Louisiana, was like, hey, man, we need to get like some kind of EP, something going, just a little bit of impetus to roll off of these shows. And really everything just went from there. I'm very grateful for what happened because I played in local bands for like 4 or 5 years and it was always just a constant struggle. But I mean, we were also kids. We didn't quite know what we were doing.
Right.
And as soon as we started recording with Jonathan and playing shows, everything just went in an incredible direction.
Awesome. So I'm looking at some things here.
Absolutely.
So you got this tour coming up.
Yes, sir.
And it's a pretty extensive tour of where you're going to be at for,
About 5 weeks all in all with travel and everything.
Dayton, Ohio, New Orleans, Austin, Greenville, South Carolina, going up to Canada. Going to play some shows in New York, Michigan, Pennsylvania.
Dang. So
how'd you get that?
Yeah.
Fill us in on that one.
So that actually more or less came about because of Rogue, the other band that I play in.
Gotcha.
Through Rogue, when we released our debut EP, that it debuted at number 9 on the iTunes Metal charts.
Mm-hmm.
And so a booking agent from Arbitrary Global got in touch with us because of that. Ipso facto ended up coming to work for Arbitrary Global with him.
I was going to say, didn't you just start with Arbitrary Global?
Nice.
Me and him just hit it off. He was in a bunch of bands and owned his own booking agency before coming to work for Arbitrary Global. So we just had like the 6 degrees of separation. All these people that I knew him. He knew other people, but we had never gotten in touch with each other. And we just immediately gelled so quickly. He was just like, hey, I need an assistant. You in? And I mean, I'm always in for anything.
Right.
Absolutely.
When it comes to music especially, you can't pass up anything like that. So started coming to work for him, and he books a few instrumental acts. The headliner, Neil Zaza, he represents him as well. And we just got presented with the opportunity. And I was like, hey.
Don't pass it up.
Absolutely. Somebody else is going to take it if you don't take it. You know.
I bet it was easy to get off work for that 5 weeks, right?
Probably,
Right?
I wouldn't even think of it like that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So we're gonna actually play what we are liking to call a world premiere.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can roll with it.
This video has never been seen anywhere outside of Jeff's eyes, right?
That's right. It's
So-
a very close circle.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
he sent the link to us, and we wanted to be surprised, so we didn't even take a sneak peek into it till this afternoon.
All right.
Yeah.
So we are going to premiere that video now. This is the Arbitrary.
We'll get him to hype it. Can you
Yeah, go ahead.
tell
Go
us
ahead.
a little bit about it? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So we went away for about a year and a half. We haven't released any music since the summer of 2017. And I started working on a few ideas early 2018. But the way I like to tell it is that we didn't stop from like late 2015 to probably April or May of 2018 because I just in the current climate and everything, I just had this mindset of if you're not staying constantly busy, people are going to forget about you immediately. You have to do anything to stay relevant. But it got to the point of burnout, and it was just like, and what I'm doing right now, is that even good enough or relevant enough for people to even be interested in the first place? So I kind of took a step back and was just working on things on myself, and then the opportunity for Rogue came along. And then after about a year or so passed, we're just like, hey, what are we going to do with all this? And then the tour opportunity came along and everything, and we're listening to it and just like, this is so good.
Mm-hmm.
We had to like, go back, and we took the time to make a lot of edits to it and kind of refine everything, and now it's something that I'm so proud of. I've never been so proud of something we've done.
Awesome.
Well, let's premiere it, Kevin. Roll into that.
Let's roll. The Arbitrary, it's called Arrival. And not only are you watching the sound, but you're watching it first on the sound.
All right, so if I had hair, it'd be blown back right now because I feel like that's what it was.
I was going to say,
Jesus.
I have found my drive back to Pensacola tonight music.
You're gonna get a
and it's
speeding
just gonna
ticket.
It's going to be on loop.
You're gonna get a
It's gonna be on
speeding
loop.
ticket.
So Justin Fresh says sick. Steve Nugent says those riffs. Mimi Rhonda says awesome. Brent
That's
Kreiner
nice.
says change my vote to song 3.
He told me that earlier. Listen, guys, we gave you simple rules. It's 1 or 2. It's not 3. Okay, stick to the rules here. No, I understand though. That was a super legit song. The
Yes.
video was cool. That's one of the things I wanted to ask is like, what's the inspiration behind the video and who did the video?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a good friend, Justin Bernardes, out in Los Angeles. He writes beats and he does his own like hip hop R&B type music.
Mhm.
But more specifically, our producer Jonathan DeLuise, one of the bands that he recorded called Brave New World from Pensacola, they did some videos with him. He did a lot of drone work and nature shots with them, and we've always been a band that really revolves around nature.
Okay.
So he definitely, as soon as I saw their video, I was just like, okay, this is definitely the guy.
Yeah. I think it really worked. He definitely captured the tempo, the feel of the song,
Yeah, absolutely.
with the visual aspect of it. So I was digging that as well.
So Christopher Ruff, that was amazing. Nick says holy moly. The sound said share. Alina DeLeon said sick
Yeah.
in all caps.
Yes.
So I mean,
Oh,
man,
you're
good stuff.
sick.
Oh,
Sick.
there we go.
Whoa.
Uh,
Man, I don't know. That was killer, man. We're doing good so far, I think.
So that was the Arbitrary, and not only that, but you're a part of another band, Rogue.
Yes, sir.
So while you're doing this, what's going on with Rogue?
Right now, we're just working on new music, not really playing shows or anything. Like I said, the Arbitrary was able to take a back seat because of that.
Right.
I felt like, in keeping with you have to be staying constant to be relevant. At least use Rogue to continue what I was doing, pursue my craft in different arenas, and focus on songwriting and stuff. And that definitely reflects back on the new Arbitrary music. I feel like from getting to really work and what's the word? I'm missing the bar here.
It's okay.
No, you're
It's
good.
okay.
Just getting to work with other musicians really and stuff like that really refined my songwriting process. I feel like instead of being a guitarist writing guitar music,
Right.
take a step back and be like, okay, how's the song making me feel? I don't want it to be all about me. I want you to listen to it and be inspired by everything happening.
That's
you
so
know?
not a musician.
No, well, I think it takes a certain level of experience to get to
Yes.
that, right? Because like you said, you're a guitar player. You're focused on guitar parts,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
learning when to let a transition breathe or another instrument take over and let the song, it changes the dynamics of it. Seeing it from that kind of holistic approach, that's pretty killer.
And I mean, that's what I wanted to do from the get-go. I always wanted to just play with my best friends, play the best music we could, and why would I want to steal the spotlight from my friends, kind of thing,
Right.
But then I was 18, you grow up, some people aren't as dedicated, some people's lives change. We whittled down to a two-piece for like 2 years, and it was just me and a drummer. So at that point, really had no option
Right.
to be the front man of the band, so to speak, and trying to demand attention. And it was fun while it lasted, but that's not ever what I really wanted to do. So now we are trying to fill it out to a full band and give the focus on everybody else.
Yeah. That's awesome. And so I think with that, Kevin, is that right? We're going to roll into
A Rogue song.
into a Rogue video.
Yeah, we are going to Para.
Yeah.
So he and I actually had an opportunity to see Rogue
Yeah.
live at Crooked Letter.
Yep. in Ocean
Crooked
Springs.
Letter. I forgot who all was on that show.
I don't remember.
I know Ash Madai was.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then,
they were the opener, I think. Yeah.
There was
No.
another band.
Yeah, there was.
There was.
There
I
were
just
other people there.
I can't,
Yeah,
I
it
can't
was-
quite remember the lineup, but it was good. We had a great time.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was great
So,
to meet all of you.
so this is Rogue. This song is called Para.
Yes, sir.
Before we get into that,
Alright.
it's your segment is about to end. Is there anybody you want to thank? Anybody you want to give a shout out to, or anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So Jonathan Dolease, like
Okay.
I said, our producer, definitely wouldn't still be here without him. Everybody in Rogue and everybody who's ever been in the Arbitrary, because we definitely had a little bit of past musicians. and-
Rotating door for a while. Huh?
Yeah, absolutely. And I know Jansen wrote Singer's watching right now.
Okay.
So I hope he enjoys our music.
Well, here it is.
Thanks for stopping by,
Yes,
too, man.
absolutely.
Making the drive over here. Yep,
over. We
yep.
appreciate that.
Absolutely.
This is Rogue. The song's called Para, and you're watching The Sound.
All right. That was Storyville, man. They reached out.
Storyville the band.
Yes, that was as you can tell, that was a live video. Storyville. We haven't, that I know of, met those guys, but they reached out to us, sent us that in, so we played it for them. Really dug it. And that was a live video at Mosaic Bar, right, Kevin?
Yes. And speaking of mosaics, our thoughts and prayers out to the Mosaic family.
Right.
Arturo passed away. So our thoughts and prayers out to everybody at Mosaics and anybody who knew him. Plain and simple, thoughts and prayers.
That's right. I didn't know him personally, but I've seen a lot of people saying a lot of great things about him. I do know the venue, and it's one on Government Street that's always down for music, always has music. So it's definitely something that we love, a place that we love and that we've been to a bunch of times. So
yes.
But now in the studio, hanging out with us for at least the next 5 to 10 minutes, the guys from Among Angels and Animals. What's up, gentlemen?
What's up?
How are y'all doing tonight?
It's good to see you again.
Yes, Joe, you've been on here a few times before, but not in this capacity.
No.
As the shredding guitar player of this band. Is that correct?
That's correct. I don't know about shredding, but I try my best.
You do some noodly stuff. I like it. Tell us, y'all dropped this video, this week? Last week. I knew it hasn't been long.
10 days.
10
We
days.
dropped it January 10th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us
You're an
about.
expert.
You know more than I do.
No.
It's right here on my computer
He's got all the
screen.
information on the damn screen. All I have here is the monitor stuff. But no, tell everybody here that's watching about the band, how y'all got started, how long y'all been around, how you two guys met.
Okay, well, we went to school together, so that's initially what got started. And we were in band together, and one day we just sat down and was like, why don't we write music? Like, we like the same music, we both love metal, and we're both musicians, so why aren't we doing it? And that's what kind of started it, and you can take over if you want.
Well, it originally started with a joke. We were just hanging out in his room, and he's like, what if we started a band and we wrote a breakdown that was a measure of 4/4 and a measure of 15/16? I'm like, okay. And I go get on my piece of paper and I write it down. And he's like, wait, make it a measure of 5/4 and then 15/16. I'm like, all right, whatever. And we wrote that down, and that's where our first song came from. And it just started from there.
That's the first song off of our EP. It's called Grave Encounters. That's the name of the song.
Dude, that's you didn't pick an easy count, did you? In some
No.
abrupt changes. He didn't make it easy for you at all.
Well, yeah, it was a joke originally. He wasn't being serious.
Right. You just like, it's bullshit, challenge accepted,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
So what the song that y'all put out, is that on the EP that you're referring to, or is that a different?
No, that's
something different.
It's our single off of our upcoming album.
Okay.
But all the details aren't really finalized for that, so we haven't really been pushing it too much.
Okay.
But,
So the EP that you're referring to, then, how long ago was that?
that was 2014.
Okay.
Well, we wrote it in like 2013, 2014.
And we released it in 2016.
I think it was 2017.
It might have been. Our timeline's a little wonky.
Yeah.
It was one of them
But
years.
the EP is called If Your Friends Jumped Off a Cliff, and you can find it literally anywhere: iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify.
Pandora.
Yeah, Pandora.
Okay. All right.
I was just laughing.
I knew he'd be cutting up.
We were talking about timelines being wonky, and I'm like thinking about what I said earlier, so we could kind of get the timeline of where you were at. You were like, so they asked her, so Falls from Grace, when did you play? And he was like, well, 2000. I was like,
I was doing the same thing you were doing.
I went to jail in 2009, so there you go. That's where you can kind of go, okay, I was playing music when Kevin went to jail. Okay, so
as a marker of when it went down.
Jesus.
But what's the inspiration behind a lot of y'all's songs? Is it all just written down on the notebook as a drum beat first, or how do y'all come up with the stuff?
We like to take different approaches to writing, but really we really like themes. So like the theme of this song was 5. Everything was it wasn't all in 5 time signature, but it was all based in 5, 5 tuplets, symbols based in 5, and that was kind of like the skeleton of the song, and we kind of built it around that.
That's pretty cool.
So does that make it tougher when you say,
I disagree.
okay,
it makes it easier.
we're gonna stay in this range and we can't get out of that? So does that make it tougher to write that song and to stay within those parameters?
It's harder for me musically to find notes that can align in that time frame.
And then for the drummer,
rhythmically,
it's way easier because
Yeah.
then you have kind of constraints, and you can just sometimes the song kind of writes itself because you're like, okay, I have some rules, I have to abide to them. I can only put notes in certain places, so I'm going to put the notes in those places, and that's the rhythm we're going to use.
Gotcha.
So
he digs it. I can tell.
Yeah.
It's making his life
that's
easier.
well. And on the EP, we have a song. We decided to write one song that was all 4/4, which it ended up not all being 4/4, but
And that
we
was
tried
an
to.
accident.
And
We
that
tried
song
to make it
is
simple.
creatively named 4. We also have a song on the EP called 7, which
It's mostly based on 7.
Well,
Yeah.
doing all those weird time signatures, did you like hate the 4/4 song, or did you?
no, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's just
We-
odd time meters. This
We
one.
tried to
Yeah.
make it a song that you could really like actually kind of groove with, because a lot of the other songs, like if you try to bang your head to aphasia, you're just like, I don't know where to put my head.
Exactly. And when I was listening to
You're
it,
just
like,
kind of twitching, like just
I'm trying to figure this out,
There's
but
a
I'm
beat
like,
in there
Yeah.
somewhere.
right.
we're going to catch on here in a minute.
Now, Joey, you like I said, you've been on the show before, man. You do all kind of stuff. You've worked with kids. You've been a teacher of music. You've been playing music for a long time. I think you play a couple instruments, if I remember correctly, right?
About 7.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
going to say all of
Yeah,
them.
exactly. So, if that all wasn't enough, you also do video work too. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you did the video, the work on this video.
So little known fact.
Yeah, little known fact.
Yeah, I did all of the only thing that I didn't do is film the shots where I was playing it. That's the only work on it that
Oh,
I
that's
didn't
weak. That's bullshit.
So
Why? Why not? Why didn't you?
So in the video, so
With a
what's-
GoPro.
What's the concept of the video? As far as, I mean, I've seen it. It's
So
got some strange.
a little, just a small bit of backstory, because there is a storyline. The storyline often gets lost if you're not paying attention within the first like 30 seconds of when the music starts.
Gotcha.
But really, the song is called aphasia, and aphasia, one of the definitions of aphasia is the inability to comprehend. And that's also kind of where we took the theme to the song, because we wanted you to not be able to understand what was going on musically. And we kind of translated that to the video, but the video does have a story. So we based it off of a movie called Grave Encounters, which is also the title track for our EP. But that's what we kind of based it on. And when the video starts and we're walking in, that's us walking into the building. And then whenever we're in the studio, in my recording studio, that's the next day. And I feel like that just got lost.
Well,
But it kind of purposely did. So
Yeah,
the idea is
exactly.
we sat down and we wrote like an actual story for the video that made sense. And we filmed all those things. And then we decided to kind of bury that between playing and
Yeah.
running shots and stuff to kind of make it harder to understand, because it goes back to the concept of aphasia, the inability to comprehend. Like the song itself, it has the 5 bass. You can't find the 5 bass because we deliberately hid all the different 5. Like the main example is there's a lot of every 5th, 16th note there's a note throughout the entire song. Not the entire song, but most of the song. So, and then we deliberately hid that theme, and that's the same way with the music video. So that's why it is kind of like a little all over the place. That was intentional.
And I really like how you explain it about how you can different people can pull different things from the video. You can have your own interpretation of what it means, because the whole sense of it is she gets stuck inside the building. So, I mean, in a sense, that's kind of us. We're trapped inside our lives, and not all of us do what we love to do, but that's something that we all fight for. And so everybody takes it a different way.
yeah.
Everybody has different ways, out. And it's
I dig that. That's I liked it. It sounds like your music is written very meticulously, and I mean that in a good way, right? It's very thought out, and then the concept completely translates, maybe not directly like you're saying, but to the video. So it's all one thing, even though it's some calamity in there, like you said, and some things got purposefully mixed around. It's art, right? It's not supposed to be 100% linear. So that's awesome, man. That's a great intro to the video, which we have here conveniently enough. And I say yeah,
Man.
it's weird how that worked out. Yeah, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. But let's jump right into that, man. The video is from Among Angels and Animals, and the song is called Aphasia, and you're watching The Sound. That was pretty badass too.
Yes.
It was as you described it, man. That was here, then there, then over here, then over there again, and it was
So-
heavy.
Some of the comments, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off there.
No.
Dakota says it's strong fire. Dustin says boy. Dustin also says strong, and his Dustin's arms in this are pink. And Mark Simmons says it's brilliant, great work.
Yeah, it's
you.
awesome,
And
man.
on that note, Mark Simmons also wanted to know what other bands has Joey been in, because I know I played with him at some point in his career too.
I know I've played with Touch Biloxi with Lunatype. I was in a band called Lunatype. We played. They still play.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And Nervous Breakdown before that.
Okay.
All right. So there you go. What else? You got a show coming up.
Yes, we do.
We're
First show
going
in
to
2
talk
years.
about this.
Okay.
First show in 2 years. I think it's at the Hot Spot, right?
Yes.
All right. With Jupiter Pilot.
and Awoken Infinity.
Yes. So there you go.
That's pretty killer. We were mentioning during the video there. This is your second video that y'all have done, correct?
Yes.
And the second video that you pretty much been the lead on, right? I think you've done some other work, but this was your second one as the lead, right?
Yeah, as the sole director and producer, and he helps me with a lot of it too.
Right.
Especially directing and stuff.
Right. And you picked up a client from this, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that's
I don't know if I can mention who it is.
okay. That's cool.
But we're filming on the 2nd of February, so
Okay.
it'll be coming to you soon.
Are you looking to pick up any more? I know we've talked pretty regularly. You're a pretty busy dude. You got a lot of stuff going on. But if people wanted to inquire about a music video, could they shoot you a message?
Yeah, feel free to shoot me a message on Facebook, and I actually just got a new business number.
Sweet.
I can slide that in here.
Yeah. Throw it in the comment section there, and
Or you can actually just say it on the show.
Yeah, 228
or that too.
641 1977, and I'll drop it in the comments.
Absolutely. But yeah, man, guys, thanks for coming in tonight and hanging out with us. The videos, I'm digging it all.
Absolutely. I'm sorry, I was reading too.
Over there.
I'm trying to stay ahead of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
So-
I hear you. Is there anything that we didn't cover that you want to say before we check out of here? Where people can find you? I know you're on all the platforms, right?
Yeah, you can find the song, our old EP on everything.
Yeah.
And as far as me, starting to rebrand myself, Gulf Media Collective.
Okay.
I'm trying to reach out to other audio engineers, visual storytellers, just creatives in general, photographers, everything, and trying to reach out and do some collective, collaborative work.
I love it, man. Thanks for stopping by. Y'all hear that?
Awesome.
If you're looking to get into something, man, shoot them a message and stop sitting on your ass and doing nothing.
Who does that?
I don't know. Some people. Kevin, what do we got left in the show for the people that are still hanging out with us?
So you know how I was trying to stay on top of the game and make sure that we were ahead of the game and everything?
You messed all that up?
Yeah, I screwed all that up.
All right, so we don't have 2 videos left?
No, we do have 2 videos left.
Okay.
I'm just trying to pull up, because the first video we're going to play is not a local musician. I believe they're out of Tennessee, but I wanted to make sure before I actually went, we talked about it. So I'm actually pulling it up right now. So if you'll please just give me 1 second.
Can it just entertain the people while you try to figure it out? I believe it's...
Yeah, Zach Bear is the name of the band. It's Zach Bear Band.
Yeah, it was right
they-
there. You could have just looked.
No, I wanted to get the other information. Tennessee.
Okay.
He is a voting member of the Grammys Recording Academy, and from what I understand now, this is from it's a friend that knows him and all of that kind of stuff. They recently just got signed to a label. I'm not sure what label, but they just did confirm that they will be opening up the Matchbox 20 North American tour.
That's pretty big. Pretty big news.
So congratulations to them, and you can check them out. First time I heard it, I was kind of like, I went with the whole Hootie and the Blowfish type sound.
Yeah.
But it's a really good song. The song is called Rutherford Drive. So we're going to play that. And then right after that, the latest video from Love to Hate.
Okay, sweet.
The cover of What's on Your Mind.
Yep.
The Pure Energy cover. and of course done by Chaz Singleton with Astro Clown Productions,
Absolutely.
who's been on the show before as well. So we'll go to that, and then we'll come back and we'll chat a little bit about some shows coming up. And
Real quick, if you're the people that are watching, if you're a musician and you want to get into our Facebook group, it's the Sounds Musician Facebook group. It's right there on our page. If you're on our page right now, just jump over there, jump in that group. That's a collective of a lot of local musicians, a lot of local bands, a great way to network. So if you weren't aware of that or you're not in it, man, jump into that. If you're not a musician and you're a fan of the show and you want to be able to talk to other people who watch the show and talk about who's going to see who what weekend and what night, we have a fans of the sound group on our Facebook page as well. So both of those are two options for people that are into the show and want to kind of I guess get one step closer access, I guess.
and invite your friends.
Yeah, invite your friends and start a community in there and kick some ideas around. So, well, without any further ado, it's
Zach Bear.
There we go.
Rutherford Drive.
And you're watching The Sound.
When I was a boy and the world lay ahead, wonder I wanna know what you're thinking. There are some things you can't hide. I wanna know what you're feeling. Tell me what's on your mind. Here I am in silence, looking round without a clue. I find myself alone again, all alone with you. I can see behind your eyes the things that I don't know. And if you hide away from me, how can our love grow? I wanna know what you're thinking. There are some things you can't hide. I wanna know what you're feeling. Tell me what's on your mind. I know I could break you down, but what good would it do? I could surely never know that what you say is true. Here I am in silence. It's a game I have to play. You and I in silence, with nothing left to say. I wanna know what you're thinking. There are some things you can't hide. I wanna know what you're feeling. Tell me what's on your mind. I wanna know what you're thinking. There are some things you can't hide. I wanna know what you're feeling. Tell me what's on your mind. I wanna know what you're thinking. There are some things you can't hide. I wanna know what you're feeling. Tell me what's on your mind.
All right, and that was
Yes.
our buddies from Love to Hate.
Love to Hate out of Mobile, Alabama.
Former guest of the show, man. Played some killer acoustic tunes tonight. They
Song
were
in
here.
the Hall of Fame for
Yeah.
the Grudge Match.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can catch them.
I love how you did that.
You can catch them January 31st. They are going to be at Cockeyed Charlie's in Mobile. And then February 8th, they're also going to be opening up for Buck Cherry at Club LA in Destin.
Awesome.
So some other shows that are coming up that we want to make sure that everybody remembers. Coming up this weekend, the 25th, which is Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, it'll be the 4th annual Touch Biloxi Birthday Extravaganza. Not only bands, but stand-up comedians. Some of the ones that you know that you had on your other podcast, Jacob Craig, Jason Robbins, Ernie Kennemer, Krangus Gillespie, Mel Strobe, bands, Nightstand and the Lampshades, Northern Light Suplex, Green Mantles, The Real TNT, Jupiter Pilot, and DJ Paydon. So that's the 4th annual.
That's gonna be a party.
And that's at the Wayward Kraken. So you know where that's at, right downtown Biloxi. What else we got coming up? Cole Jones is going to be at Whiskey Runner Saloon in Pensacola, Florida, February 1st. I think that's like 5 minutes from my house now. So I may roll down and see Cole Jones. Analog Missionary is going to be a video filming party at the Merry Widow.
That's pretty cool how you got them all pulled up like that.
Don't ask me how I did it. It just happened that way.
Okay.
Because if you roll through, Amelia, my granddaughter, turns 2.
It's probably all the things you've interested in.
Maybe she's got an event coming up on February 8th. So my granddaughter turns 2. So we're going to be hanging out there and having.
If anybody wants to go to that.
March 10th. Put it on your calendar right now. I'm hoping we get to be a part of it again. But March 10th, the Covey Awards.
There you go.
The Covey Awards 2020, March 10th. I believe they're back at the Hard Rock.
That's it.
And some little sneak peek, some other stuff coming down the pipeline that as soon as we can announce, we will announce.
That's right.
And,
well, look, people, like we mentioned, man, we got the 2 Facebook groups. If you're watching and or if you're listening on the podcast right now, go join the Facebook groups. Find us on all the social media platforms. Please like, share, comment, and let us know what you think. Let us know what you like about the show. We also have a section on both the Facebook page and the YouTube that's just the live performances. So be sure, if you haven't seen that, go back and take a look at all the old live performances that we have on there. It's just it's just the 2 to 3 minute, 4 minute performance. You can go back and watch all of them. There's some really good stuff on there, some really killer music. So again, I hope you're digging the show. Thanks for watching. You got something
and
else?
Don't forget, Haley Green.
Yes.
Her new single drops tomorrow. So check her out. Wish we could have had it for the show, but it's a whole drop. Make it real.
And I just thought of this too. If you want to listen to the show while you're driving, which is not safe, or it is safe to listen to the show while you're driving, but not watch the show while you're driving. We're on all the podcast apps too. So we're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts,
iHeart,
Podbeam, all that. Look us up and listen to us while you're driving. So thanks again. Y'all have a great night, and until the next one, which is
February 5th.
We'll see you then.
Peace.